Five, four, three, two, one.
Good afternoon, people. Good evening, or whatever you call it. Good morning. Welcome to MUFC Realist TV special podcast edition. You might wonder, why is this frame empty? Well, certain sense, it's like a transfer market. In order to sort of fill that Picasso frame, you need to go to the market. And this is something that Erik Ten Hag is currently doing, if you haven't noticed. We are calling the silly season. But before I introduce who is behind that frame, you know what to do. You know what I'm alluding to. There's a lot of bell buttons, like and subscribe, join, all that stuff. Or what I would say, welcome to MUFC Realist TV. Whatever you're drinking, I'm having coffee. Take a sip on your coffee, and we will be back with Anil Kandola from Talksports. And he is back. The frame is full. Anil Kandola, welcome to MUFC Realist TV on popular demands. How are you today, sir?
I'm very, very good. Thank you, Mick. Because, I haven't been back from a holiday very long, but when an opportunity comes with yourself to talk everything Manchester United, it's always an opportunity that I can't turn down. So thanks again for having me, and hopefully we can get stuck into some questions and hopefully give some light to Manchester United fans with only a few weeks left, really, of the transfer window.
100%. I heard you just came back fresh from the plane from Ibiza, like going hard, right? Or
yeah, I think the less said about that, the better, Mick. But yeah, it was quite heavy, let's put it that way. But I think, as I was just saying to you a little bit before we jumped on live, it was a great feeling to be away. And then Man United announced the signing of Onana officially. I think you and I were both obviously fortunate enough to know that this was going to happen quite a while before it actually.
Yeah, we did. Anil, listen, I want to cross-check things with you regarding, first of all, let's start with Hojlund. I know what I know, but I want to hear what you have heard from your end of the camp. Reports been saying bid is coming in, 60 million euros, 50 plus 10 add-ons. He only wants Manchester United, and PSG has backed up. What have you heard? I mean, I know you were in Ibiza, Spain, but still, you keep having your ears on the ground, my friend.
Yeah. Exactly that. Unfortunately, even if you do travel across the world, Mick, you're never too far away from a text message about a Manchester United story. But I think, look, Manchester United fans, if you're listening to this and you're a little bit wary, you're a little bit scared or even apprehensive that Hojlund won't be a Manchester United player, I really hope that what I'm about to say will calm your nerves down. I will be genuinely amazed if Hojlund is not in a Manchester United shirt. Let's even be generous and say within the next 10 days, because this guy is not only a brilliant player, one for the future and someone who Manchester United fans can get really excited about, but this is a guy who wants to play for Manchester United. The PSG interest is concrete. That is not something that's almost like a red herring or a bit of a smoke screen. This is genuine interest from PSG. And look, whether or not you want to believe it because of the quality of the league that they're in, PSG is still a massive, massive pool for players across the world. It's in a capital in a country that everyone loves. And I think it's fair to say Paris is slightly better than Manchester. So there are obviously a lot of things, going for PSG. But when it comes to Hojlund, he is desperate to be a Manchester United player. This would be a signing that many Man United fans should be getting excited about, because he's a player that Erik Ten Hag will certainly allow a platform for him to really reach the high potentials that he's been showing. Although it's only been for 1 or 2 seasons because of his age, he has been showing great promise. But the one thing I will say, just to, as you said, Mick, at the start, to balance off both sides, just be patient. Let's not sign Hojlund and get him in, and also Manchester United fans going, right, well, where are the 30 goals? Where's the 35 goals? Where's the winners in the cup finals? Where's the 1-0s at Anfield away? Let's just calm down, give him the time he needs, as every player deserves, no matter how good they are, and then we'll judge him accordingly as the time goes on. But as I've said, and I'll stress again, Hojlund will be a Manchester United player this summer.
Anil, I must say something. You sound like me, but on a turbo speed. But you know what? This is exactly what I've been saying. Hojlund is pretty much here.
Yeah.
Are you covering your ears, my friend?
There we go. Exactly that. But I think a lot more fans will have to get the party poopers out, because, as I said, Manchester United will very shortly, in the next, I'm going to say, the very maximum 10 days to 2 weeks, will have a striker at Manchester United.
Anil, as you pretty much know me, and this channel platform is trying to provide a voice of reasoning and basically to calm down people, to have sort of
Mhm.
an emotion sickness pill, because mental health plays a big part of every United fan. Like, why is it not happening? What's this? What's going on? No, listen, if you know what you know, if I know what I know, if I'm speaking to the agency side of the camp of the intermediates, like, we're talking about Keys Plugsma here from SAG and stuff like that, it's always been like this, right? And I've been trying to sort of educate people that this time around, Manchester United is a different animal, how they're negotiating, right? And I'm just going to repeat myself again, people, but because once they have established the interest of Rasmus Højlund, who is what you're saying, a Manchester United fan, diehard fan, to be honest, right? He only wants to play for United. That's his dream, right? It is pretty much impossible to sort of flirt him away. Like it's like you're going to a pub and you see this beautiful woman or whatever you might sway. I don't know, like, men or woman, and that is becoming your dream. Like, I want to be with this woman or man. You know what I mean? This so impossible to get that thought out of your mind, isn't it? Right? So
Absolutely.
you can have as many suitors coming at you to say, "Oh, what about me? Swipe right on me on Tinder." No, no, I only want what's there. Like, I only want what's there. So this is exactly what's been going on. Once they've sort of established that interest, it's easy. So what I've been doing with Keys basically is just to negotiate the agent fee, the image right, personal terms like how much you want in salary, and they come to agreement on 5-year contract, right? That's number one. Number two is the obstacle of dealing with Lee Congerton, by the way. And Lee Congerton, everyone knows because I've been reporting about Lee Congerton, who was, by the way, the recruitment director at Leicester City that sold us, or actually mugged us for Harry Maguire for 80 million, right? So he's now working over there, like in Atalanta as well, similar role. So as soon as Manchester United walked into the door, he goes, "Oh, 30 million tax, 30%
At
tax."
least, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So if you look at guys, if you look at, if you just educate yourself, Google, like, go on Transfermarkt, right? Just put in Rasmus Højlund. Transfermarkt provides you the data. The fair evaluation price of Rasmus Højlund is 45 million euros, right? Everyone knows it, everyone sees it, and all of a sudden you see them wanting 100 million, 80 million, based on what? No, this is where it falls down. Based on what? Yeah. You cannot charge based on future potential talents. No, that doesn't work like this. You buy the talent based on the outputs. Now, barring that he had 3/4 of a season, scored 9 goals, Manchester United will not overpay for that. They will maximum go to 60, which is far more over 45 million, but that's 60 with add-ons, right?
Yeah.
So here comes in Hargreaves and here comes in Congerton. They've been negotiating for the past 2 weeks to lower down. It's called war of attrition, basically to grind down the price. Once those two parties have agreed, Manchester United will come back and submit first and final offer. That is to reduce the bottleneck, right? So why would you then go in like in the past, right? To put in first bid rejected, second bid rejected. Mm-mm. Once you have negotiated everything with the club, you say, all right, we all agree, verbally agree, that's a done deal. And point number three, to sort of party put, no, is, how do we say it? Like, the icebreaker, like, or should I do this? I won't. It's basically the signs you can look out for is that they already found the replacement for Rasmus Højlund,
Yeah, which
Atalanta.
is a good indication, isn't it, as
Yeah.
to what they're going to do with
Yeah.
him? Yeah. Yeah.
So I also said this morning, like, pretty much Rasmus Højlund is a United player. It's just matter of fact of days. And they want this. Ten Hag and his camp, they want him over in the weekend. That's what's been saying. But there is a lot of things that can happen. And hence I don't put a time frame on it. It doesn't really matter the time frame. What matters is, guys, watching, I've been saying, as long as Eric Ten Hag gets his target and we get our main man in, that's it's what's matter. Premier League starts in 3 weeks. He's got plenty of time to work, right? So,
Absolutely.
guys, that is almost here we run. I genuinely call it here we run or here we jog because Fabrizio, Fabrizio, hang on a second. Fabrizio, you use here we go. So I start here we jog, and that's the next final step is here we sprint. So why not build on that, guys? So
Yeah.
smash a like, please. Please smash a like. Thank you, Anil, for providing an update, for calming people down as well. And I 100% agree. Guys, let us know in the comments what you think. Listen, so that's pretty much for me done and dusted. You know, that's something that we can put in the bank, right? Unless something ridiculous happen,
Yeah,
right?
which is always something to consider. You know, a lot of people think that when you obviously report on certain transfers and topics, that is the be all and the end all, and nothing else can change. And if they do change, and the story that you went with doesn't quite go the way that you actually reported it, that you're almost lying and not actually being truthful. But you know, there's a lot of layers to transfers, as you know, Mick, probably a lot better than I do, to be honest. And all these factors have to come together. And I know some teams and some sagas almost come together like a glove on a hand and make it look really seamless. But there are a lot of sort of, as I say, stages, and Erik Ten Hag's been alluding to the fact that they're making progress with a certain striker, even in his press conferences, as I say. So this will be something that will always be very nervous for Manchester United fans, even if they were at the
Yeah,
heights.
it's nervous.
It's always going to be the case, isn't it?
No, he's actually, believe it or not, that he's his main man. This is the target that he wants, right?
Yeah.
And of course, it was no secret that he wanted Harry Kane. And of course, we've seen Joe Lewis outing, Daniel Levy to say you got to sell him. So he's basically pulling the pants down on Levy. That was his only negotiation trick. So we will see what will happen with Kane. We're not going to talk about Kane, but if Manchester United has money left over at the end of the window, I believe they will go for Harry Honka Kane.
I think, do you know what? I think it's very dependent, and it's quite difficult to really gauge in terms of my own personal thought as to what Manchester United will do. And look, with obviously Harry Kane, I don't think he would need as much of a pre-season, shall we say, compared to other strikers that will come in with his experience. But I do genuinely believe that Erik Ten Hag and Manchester United are currently looking at getting not just Hojlund through the door. Sofyan Amrabat is another name that I can
we're going to talk about Sofyan.
about him. And also, you know, as a couple of the comments in the comment section today have suggested, Manchester United very may well need some options off the bench. I know there might not be as many as some people think in terms of how many numbers need to come through the door, but I think Erik Ten Hag will really prioritise. And also another big factor after Hojlund and potentially Amrabat come in, not just because of finances, but because Erik Ten Hag wants a stamp on that team, he will get rid of a lot of players.
No, but I was kind of the first one to start reporting on Amrabat, and after speaking to Mohamed Sinwar, his agent and stuff like that. And personal terms is definitely agreed. Everything is advanced. Actually, it was already advanced since January, to be honest. But back then it was just a loan deal, so that's always been there. And basically, like Sampdoria as well. No, not Sampdoria. Fiorentina basically saying that he's not part of his plan, and they also find the replacement for Amrabat. But you can clearly see yesterday that was that missing gaping hole, right?
Yeah.
So you can play in Amrabat with it. He's a tank. He's
so
abundance of energy.
I've been asked about Amrabat probably 3 or 4 times live on air at Talksport in terms of my thoughts about him, and I genuinely can't remember a player I was this excited about. And that's not to say that I think because he's one of the best players Manchester United have ever signed or anything like that, but I think the tenacity, the ability, the dynamism that he will bring to that midfield. And could you imagine if Manchester United do want to play that type of game, that type of football, have a midfield deep partnership of him and Casemiro together? Let me tell you for free, Mick, that 7-0 at Anfield won't be happening again if you are in midfield.
No. He rejected Liverpool. He rejected Arsenal. He only wants to play for Ten Hag. And why so? Because Ten Hag raised him at Utrecht. That's the thing. Ten Hag has been following his development, right? He's actually Dutch, not Moroccan. Yeah. But he plays for Moroccan national team, but he's actually Dutch, right? So that's the thing. And for 25 million euros, right? 1 year left on his contract. If you compare to Invisible, the Arsenal Declan Rice that was totally on that pitch against United, we hardly saw him play. Amrabat is a total different beast, right? You stick him together with the Casemiro on that, double pivot or a little bit more advanced up as the destroyer, like in the box to box, going backward and forward. Then we are cooking, my friend. Then we are cooking. That is definitely advanced. They are just waiting. They are grinding it down with Fiorentina. Definitely, Fiorentina has a price that thinking, bada bing, we will have 30 million for him. No, he's worth 20 million on the current market. So Manchester United know that. It's similar with the Hojlund. When you go on transfer market and check out the price, you will not overpay. What you may not end up offering is something in the middle, 25, maybe 5 add-ons, and the 5 add-ons is nothing, right? The 5 add-ons is it's nothing you will pay. Just if he achieves the add-on targets, like you score 5 goals, you become a Champions League winner, XYZ, like ridiculous stuff as well. So rest assured, even Ornstein came up to say like, oh well, they were only signing because of FFP. And like, you know what, FFP is bullshit. How many players? We sold Elanga already, about 15
Yeah,
million pounds. We are getting players out. So they
yeah,
basically, the fire sale out, they're already lining up. So basically, you can sign the player knowing that you have players out. So this is going to be a double swoop, according to my opinion, because you saw yesterday how he started Kobe Maino with the
yeah.
intent to see he's not going to play Kobe Maino every game.
No,
People, it's not going to happen. But
yeah.
he's playing
And
Kobe.
you need options, don't you, mate? You need the options in there.
Yeah, 100%. But he's playing Kobe Maino for the preparation of an Amrabat position. That's the thing, right? Kobe
Mm,
Maino will come in and play maybe 18 games next season, 20 games. There's going to be a lot of games to play for Cup, you know, um, Champions Leagues, and a lot of league games. So we do have squad there, but that's going to be a frightening midfield, to be honest.
exciting,
Um,
isn't
exciting. Rushmano, big up Rushmano, legend of the VR room as well, saying with the super chat of £20. Thank you, sir, so much for your donation. Great to see Anil, top United source. Nice show, Mick. Hashtag glazes out. Yes, green and gold.
it? But
Never
appreciate
forget.
it. Thanks a lot for that. Really does mean a lot.
Appreciate it, Rushmano. Rushmano is a legend, always on the Flying Pig United as well. With Joe. Big up Rushmano. Listen, so that's Amrabat done and dusted almost, like, And for the first time, I feel like I don't have the PTSD anymore. Like I don't know about you. I wake up every morning and I'm feeling like, how good does it feel to be a Manchester United
Yeah.
under Ten Hag?
Mm. So this is the thing, though, and you know what? I hate to, as you said, you've played the good cop. I'm going to have to play the bad cop, aren't I? And I don't want to go too much into it because I'm sure it frustrates a lot of Manchester United fans. But could you just genuinely imagine, Mick, a scenario where everything, as you've just mentioned there, is always going through, and then Manchester United do have genuinely interested owners? And I'm not getting into, as I say, with the Qataris or Ratcliffe or the Glazers. Let's leave that for now. But I'm just talking about in terms of having someone who's genuinely invested at the board level just as much as Eric Ten Hag to really allow him to fulfill the potential that he could have. And I think it doesn't take a genius to work out after 1 year, Mick, of Eric Ten Hag. People were genuinely laughing at me. And I'm not talking just my friends. I'm talking about colleagues. I'm talking about people all
Oh
over,
yeah,
laughing almost, saying when I
Simon or who?
no, not quite, not quite. But just general conversation with people who are very well versed in the football industry, not a talk sport, just general people that I've been quite privileged to be able to have conversations with. And they almost laughed me out the park, Mick, when I turned around and I said, I think Manchester United will get top four. And to go one better, I don't think Liverpool will get top four. I was left out. And I don't think many people are laughing now. And again, you've got to look just by the way of the organic process. Manchester United need to keep moving forward. And if they do continue in the trajectory that Eric Ten Hag's taken them, there is no reason why they can't have a season similar to Arsenal where they challenge
Yeah.
and who knows, potentially even go better than Arsenal did last season. That's
Ten
very
Hag has made wonders. Like, at the end of the day, he's also like, created some positivity. I can't believe some people are calling his name out, like, Ten Hag out, Ten Hag out. I want Pochettino. I want
ridiculous.
this. Like,
Absolutely ridiculous.
absolutely. Like, then you don't understand what football is all about in a certain ways. Like, and basically, Ten Hag was a push by guess who? Richard Arnold. Everyone wants to appoint Pochettino. At the end of the day, we got the right man in. I call him the Messiah from Amsterdam, right? The mini Alex Ferguson. If Ferguson walked down all the way from Aberdeen, 20 years later, we had the bold and beautiful walk down from Amsterdam and say, "Heh, what is this? Heh." And look at us now. We're going to cook, I guess.
Yeah,
We're going to cook.
hopefully
So
so.
I think this positivity is rubbing off the fan base as well, because I keep seeing a different tone on Twitter and the socials and even in the VR room. People starting to believe. And that is beautiful. That is Manchester. That is glory, glory, Manchester United, in my opinion, Anil. Anil, I know you got to go. If is there anything else that you want to bring out to the fans here, or anything else that's burning in your back pocket?
Yeah, well, do you know what, Mick? Every time I do come on this channel, you know, it's always at a time where I'm really tired. So initially I'm thinking, okay, look, I like Mick, I've loved what he's done, so let's just get through it. But every time we start this, I see the comments, I see the reaction, I see the community that you've built, and it's a massive inspiration. You know, I'm fortunate enough to work at the world's biggest sporting radio station, and to be around people who are so hungry, so ambitious, and to try and take on the world when it comes to teams like Manchester United, it's a great admiration from my perspective towards you, Mick, and to obviously the community that you've built. So a massive thank you. And as you know, I'm a very busy man, but I will genuinely try my best to come back on. I really enjoy it, and I really like interacting with the community, as I said.
Brilliant.
So,
listen, I know you got to go as per usual. I always enjoy having you on. Like, you know, it's been 2 weeks since I saw you last time, and a lot of things happens. Like, it's a transfer market, things moving fast. You look up at the sky, it's sunshine, blue skies. You turn around, it's thunderstorms and lightning and pissing down. But today it's sunshine because we have Anil Kandola. We had Anil Kandola.
Thank
Listen,
you.
mate.
Much appreciated, Mick, and take care, everyone. Thanks a
So,
lot.
like, before you go, where can people find you if they are interested to follow you, sir?
Yeah, lovely stuff. Thank you for that, Mick. So obviously, as you can see, my name literally just there, Anil Kandola. Just
say my name. Say my name.
This is a very musical perspective, isn't it? But yeah, my name's just down there, Anil Kandola. If you just
sorry, you got the red devil in front of your nose, mate.
Look at that, Mick. But look, I think, yeah, like I said, if you do fancy a follow, if you do want to check out my stuff, whether it's for Talksport, my own podcast, and I do obviously post some clips now and then from the transfer updates with Mick yourself as well. So yeah, just pop my name into the social medias, drop me a tweet. I'll try and interact as well. But as I've said, as always, Mick, massive thank you for having me on. I hope you've enjoyed it as well as much as I have. Massive appreciation, and we'll definitely get something penciled in over the next week or two, as I say, because I really do enjoy coming on your channel. So thanks once again.
Brilliant, sir. Brilliant. I just removed the overlay so you wouldn't have that devil on your nose. But brilliant. Enjoy the rest of the evening, and thanks for the update, sir. And we should see you very, very soon. And hopefully next time we speak, we will have 2 more signings in through the door in terms of Amrabat and Rasmus Højlund.
Lovely stuff. Take
Cheers,
care.
buddy.
Thanks, see you in a bit.
Cheers. Guys, thank you so much. That was Anil Kandola on a short notice as we are super busy. You know what I mean? It's always interesting to get him on the stand as well to talk, you know, because Kane obviously works with his ears down the ground. He works for Talksports. He speaks to a lot of people, same as me, but on a different level. So, you know what? What do we always say, Mick? Peace, love, banana. But now we got Onana, so we'll say peace, love, Onana. That's all, folks. Thanks for tuning in. See you later. Bye for now.
That's all, folks.
Thank you so much for stopping by and watching MUFC Realist TV. Don't forget to like and subscribe and follow us on the socials.